WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. The future of a former Calhoun County coach is now in the hands of a jury.
Ray Jordan was a coach at Bruce High School when he was arrested in 2017 after a student accused Jordan of inappropriately touching her. Jordan was charged with gratification of lust of a vulnerable person. Prosecutors introduced evidence that alleges Jordan initially contacted the minor through a personal message on Facebook. Closing arguments began this afternoon. The jury could get the case this evening. The former principal and former superintendent facing separate charges, accusing them of not responding to the alleged inappropriate contact. The same charge was dropped against Heather Nix, who is now a principal.
Brooksville Mayor David Boswell keeps his job. In a ruling today, Special Chancellor Frank Voller dismissed the challenge by Early Henley Jr. David Boswell was elected mayor in 2017, but Henley contested absentee votes in the race. In his ruling, the judge stated that Henley did not present evidence that a sufficient number of ballots should be set aside. In fact, he said Henley did not even come close to challenging enough ballots to declare himself the winner or to order a new election. In his final ruling, Voller also said that Henley did not make a case of election fraud.
A 49-year-old man is in critical condition this evening after being hit by a car while riding his bicycle in Columbus. Police believe the bicyclist was struck Wednesday evening and was riding in traffic. This accident happened around 8:30 on Main Street near the old train there in front of Probst Park. When police got to the scene, the man was found in the left eastbound lane. The bike was on the south shoulder of the road. The man was taken by helicopter to the North Mississippi Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. After talking to eyewitnesses, Chief Fred Shelton says he does not believe the driver was at fault.
Since February, our area has been battered with severe weather. Utility lines and poles have also taken a beating. When your lights go out, crews are out working to restore electricity, but at a cost. Columbus Light and Water had about $1.5 million of damage from the February 23rd tornado. Meanwhile, 4 County Electric Power Association says other storms ruined some of its equipment. The cooperative had about 30 poles destroyed, wire down, and also had to clear debris.
Well, in the April 13th storms, we saw most of our damage in Oktibbeha County, and it was mostly tornadoes. And we had about $140,000 worth of damage. On April the 18th, we had the straight line winds, and those were more widespread. Most of the damage was in Wcbi County. In total, it was about $300,000.
If a county is declared a natural disaster, a utility can be reimbursed up to 75% of its damages in that county from FEMA.
The Highway Patrol is hoping new traffic signals will make a couple of Starkville intersections safer. Those intersections, Highway 182 and East Lee Boulevard, and the intersection of 182 and Old Mayhew Road. Well, they both now have traffic lights. Those lights turned on officially this week. Law enforcement encouraging drivers in that area to be careful. They say take it slow as you adjust to the change.
We're just asking that people be aware because there hasn't been any lights there, and since they put those 2 lights there near the Highway Patrol station there in Starkville, just asking everyone to just slow down until they become used to the lights there, making themselves aware for safety reasons.
State track and field athlete died at a crash at the Mayhew Road 182 intersection back in 2017. Time for a first look at our forecast. We'll turn it over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Hey, pretty nice evening setting on up. A live view in Tupelo with our Alpha Insurance camera network. Temperatures in the low and mid 80s across the board in most spots right now. We are dry now. Can't rule out a stray shower storm later on this evening. You can see a few blips over here west of I-55, but overall, we don't expect a lot of moisture here this evening. You can see temperatures will be cooling down only into the low 70s by late this evening at 11 o'clock. Lows in the mid 60s here for your day Friday. The best chance for some showers and storms most likely during the heating of the day into the evening. High still in the mid 80s. Your weekend forecast is coming up.
A Crawford native is recognized for keeping the highways a little safer. Trooper Matthew Eller is named as Troop G Trooper of the Year. Eller was given the award this morning during the meeting of the Columbus Exchange Club. He began his career in March 2015 in Chickasaw County. He now patrols Monroe County. Eller says this award shines light on the hard work troopers do every day.
With everything going on, it feels good to be just in a positive environment today, and just to kind of have a positive, some positive feedback, and just to be recognized it's a big deal for us,
Eller led the department in DUI arrests in 2018 with 118 arrests. 13 of those were felony DUI arrests.
A Duck Hill native known for being the mother of gospel music is honored in her hometown.
The Lucy E. Campbell Memorial Highway is dedicated today. Campbell is nationally known for not only for her song, but for writing it, but also for being an educator and advocate for social justice. Our Jory Talley joins us with more.
Lucy Campbell was born in Duck Hill on April 30th, 1885. When she was just a child, her family moved to Memphis, where she made her name, but she would always come back home to Duck Hill. Something Within was Lucy Campbell's first song. It was written in 1919, but it's still heard in churches today. A blind musician playing on Bill Street in Memphis was the inspiration for the song that began a long career.
Some guys came out of the cafe from St. Louis and wanted him to play St. Louis blues. And Mrs. Lucy observed this, and he said no. They offered him money. And she walked up to him and said, "Connie, why didn't you accept the money?" He said, "I can't explain it, Miss Campbell. It was something within." And that's how the song came about.
On top of her music, she's also known for organizing the blues musicians on Bill Street in 1919. Although the Duck Hill native moved to Memphis at a young age, she never forgot her roots.
I think she would have been excited about this because even if you go to Memphis, right, and all the historical markers that you see in Memphis, within the first sentence, it says she was from Duck Hill, Mississippi. She loved Duck Hill, and she would always put that out front. In terms of wherever she went, she would acknowledge her home community.
The unveiling of her highway memorial sign took place here at Duck Hill Missionary Baptist Church, the same church she went to when she came to town. On Thursday, it was almost as if she was there.
It caused you to reflect upon where you first heard that song and what it meant to you, even when you're being carried out into a pond to be baptized, because you didn't have the swimming pools inside of the church. Coming from the country and hearing those songs and knowing that she's the person who actually wrote those songs means a lot to me.
When you have a significant national figure like this that has done so much for gospel music in Mississippi and nationwide, Lucy Campbell was the person who dedicated her life to using music to bring people together, and I think that's an important thing for us all to remember, that through the arts we can bring people together.
The highway marker isn't the only reminder of Campbell and Duck Hill. In September, the community will host its third Lucy E. Campbell Gospel Festival.
We'll take you to National Day of Prayer ceremonies in Calhoun City. We'll have that story coming up on WCBI News.
The first Thursday in May is recognized as the National Day of Prayer.
Our Allie Martin was on hand for Calhoun City's observance today.
They gathered near the cross under the gazebo at the Calhoun City Square with one purpose.
Father, we ask that you will forgive us as a nation.
Mike Smith is pastor of First Baptist Church in Calhoun City and helped organize the prayer service. The theme for this year's National Day of Prayer is Love One Another.
It's not complicated. Jesus modeled it for us. He loved us unconditionally, and he told us, as I have loved you, go and love one another. And that's the struggle that we have, because we put conditions on our love. I'll love you if you love me back. And Jesus said, no, that's not my kind of love.
During the ceremony, prayers were lifted for the military, first responders, students, educators, families, churches, and government leaders.
I have felt God's hand guiding me through this journey. It is very important for our government officials to be prayed for and to be uplifted on a day like today.
Jimmy Dobbs is a retired dentist who rode his bicycle to the square for the occasion. The longtime Calhoun City resident says it's encouraging to see fellow Christians coming together for a dedicated time of prayer.
Square is a public place. It's not, doesn't belong to any church, any denomination, and when we pray, it's for everybody.
As the prayer service wrapped up, everyone was encouraged to live out their faith in prayer and action throughout the entire year.
We ask, oh God, that you would blow the winds of revival across this nation.
In Calhoun City, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
National Day of Prayer was authorized by Congress in 1952.
Love one another. That was the message from Amory's Day of Prayer celebration. More than 200 people packed into First Baptist Church, the gym there for the service. There were prayers and there was also patriotic music at this annual event.
In Columbus, more than 200 people gathered on the lawn of the Lowndes County Courthouse for prayers led by community leaders and music from the Caledonia High School Choir. The Day of Prayer was officially designated as an annual observance in 1988.
Live view in downtown Louisville, Mississippi. What a great evening we are setting up right here. Live view, that's our camera there. And over in West Alabama at Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon, lots of sunshine. Still some unsettled weather possible over the next couple of days. We'll talk about it when up next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Live view with our Alpha Insurance camera network across North Mississippi and West Alabama. A great, what is today? Thursday evening? Thursday? Correct me? Yes, yes. Okay, Thursday. All these days and months and years are blending together here, folks. But it's Thursday, a great Thursday evening setting up here across Northeast Mississippi and West Alabama in general. But still can't rule out one of these spotty showers or thunder showers you see west of Grenada, west of 55. That will likely be the exception to the rule as we go throughout the rest of today and tonight. We are really sandwiched in between clusters of storms. This has been the pattern for the last couple of days. This will stay the pattern. Clusters of storms from time to time, bigger batches from time to time, some severe weather from time to time in the region. Tomorrow it looks like that severe weather threat again will stay away from our area. As we get into Saturday, we may see just enough instability to, let's just say, gin up a gusty storm or two. That's not guaranteed, though. We'll watch it as we get into the course of our Saturday. But Market Street is happening this weekend. Your Friday evening, also Saturday. We do have some showers and storms that will be possible here. However, it doesn't mean it's going to rain the entire time. So let's just go into this weekend with an open attitude. And it may or may not rain in Columbus for the event. We'll just see how it all shakes out. But there will be some rain around here over the next couple of days. Just have your umbrella on standby. That's your safe bet. Variably cloudy tonight, down into the 60s, mid-60s. A stray shower storm still possible. But as I mentioned, most spots will not see it. We may see some areas of some patchy fog. Again, mid-80s again for your Friday. So the summer-like weather pattern continues. Hour by hour here, 60s in the morning, back into the low 80s by noon. A warm and steamy type day. Futurecast is overdoing the precip this evening. So yes, there could be a little bit of rain over the next couple of hours. We don't really expect a lot. This is 8 o'clock on our Friday morning. Notice a mix of sun and clouds. Not a lot of moisture through the first half of our day Friday, but by the afternoon into the evening, we may see clusters of storms, little clusters moving on through. It's hard to time out and hard to tell you where they will exactly be going into Friday night, Saturday morning. We may see a few more Saturday morning. You may not see a lot initially, but we could bubble up some additional clusters of storms during the day, and that is why we do have the chance for rain around here during the Market Street Festival. So just consider that for what it's worth. Some rain opportunities Friday and Saturday. Drier Sunday and Monday. Warm next week with more storms possible by Tuesday.
A washed-out culvert will force some Columbus drivers to find an alternate route tomorrow. Ridge Road will be closed at Military from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday. No traffic will be allowed on Ridge from the intersection with Military, and traffic traveling south on Ridge towards Military will have to detour as crews make emergency repairs. Military Road will remain open. Coming up, Tom joins us with a look at sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
The Diamond Dogs hoping to be back in action tonight on the road at Texas A&M. Keegan James slated to hopefully get the start tonight in Game 1 because who knows when that will be. First pitch was scheduled for 6 p.m., but lightning and storms all around the area has given this the TBD designation. No time has yet to be determined. The game will be on the SEC network if it does indeed go tonight. Still awaiting that time to see when the game will be postponed to. It could be a late night. Mississippi State 3-7 in its last 10 outings against the Aggies. The Bulldogs losing two out of 3 last year. So taking a look at the radar, I'm no Keith Gibson, but that doesn't look good. And according to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson, it could be slim. So I'm going to source Everett Kennard, Mississippi State's bus driver, announcing on Twitter saying the game could be delayed until 8:30 p.m. tonight. Again, Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson said it's slim because if the lightning and rain gets out of there, could be a flooded field, could be a mess, but it could be a late night with the Bulldogs if you're into 8:30 first pitches here in Central Time. Again, there's no schedule for when that first pitch will come, so keep an eye out. It could be later this evening. Ole Miss drops its second straight midweek contest, falling to Southern Miss 5-3. The Rebels unable to get the offense going, combining for only 5 hits and only 3 runs on 3 Southern Miss errors. The Rebels will need to flush it quick. Weekend series inside Alex Box Stadium against LSU this weekend. So taking a look at the razor-thin SEC West, 3 series left in the regular season. Another massive weekend. Arkansas remains at the top with a 2-game lead on Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and LSU. Arkansas going on the road against Kentucky this weekend. It's a crucial series for the Bulldogs and the Rebels. The two meet each other for a 3-game stint next weekend. Speaking of series, there's only one SEC school that hasn't lost a conference softball series this season, that being the Ole Miss Rebels. Rebels with a chance to win the SEC regular season pennant this weekend with some help. The one path, the one and only path for the Rebels to win its first ever SEC regular season title. Ole Miss must sweep Georgia in its 3-game series this weekend and get some help from LSU. The Tigers would have to take 2 out of 3 against Alabama, that series in Baton Rouge. If that happens, Ole Miss would win the conference based on percentage points. Ole Miss needs just 1 win against Georgia to clinch a first-round bye in the SEC tournament. Head coach Mike Smith says, aside of all the circumstances and what could happen, he says his team deserved everything they've gotten with the work they've put in.
People don't see the work that they put in behind the scenes. The people, the fans, they only get to see what they see here on game day. And these girls spend a lot of time early morning weights and extra ground balls and hitting in the cages and just the work that they put in, and coaches on them just to be better in every little task that they do, because those things you don't want to come back to get you later on in the end.
You just can't take any team lightly. We can't take any ground ball off. We can't take any at bat off, and I feel like that's what we've been working on all season, so it's really preparing us to, grind through the postseason.
I want them all. I think if we could get a sweep, I think we might be able to be conference champions. So I think we're going for it all, and obviously 1 would be nice because we'd at least guarantee a bye, but I think we want all of them.
That's it for sports. Last Look is next.
Some spotty showers and storms over the next couple of days here. Probably won't rain the entire day Friday or Saturday, but there could be some rain around. A little bit drier by Sunday.
All right. Nice warm temperatures, too.
We're summer here.
All right, thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.